Hi, everybody. My name is Tammy, and welcome to Monday night class, Recipes for Fighting Germs. This time of year, most of us are fighting some kind of sickness. I hear everybody on Facebook and everybody I talk to saying, oh, I've been battling this, I've been battling that, I have this symptom, I have that symptom. It's just so easy to get sick this time of year, especially if you live up north where it's cold and the days are shorter and you don't get outside as much. You can't air your house out. And even down south, they have some cold weather. My sister lives in Maryland, and they are getting some extremely cold weather for them down there, too. So it's important to know how to fight these germs and keep yourself healthy. But when you do get sick, if you're interested and you like to go the natural route, it's nice to have some backup and some knowledge of what to use for what symptoms. So tonight's class is going to be talking about recipes and what oils you can use for what common issue. So I'm going to get started and I'm going to share my screen because I appreciate everybody coming. I know everybody's busy and they have a lot going on, so I really appreciate that. And my computer froze. Come on. All right, so I've got shared screen. Sorry about that. My computer froze on me. All right, so we are on shared screen. All right, so just want to make sure it wasn't frozen. And view. Technology is nice, but it can also be a pain when you really need it. So we're going to go over some recipes of what to do when you're not feeling good. So you knew that it was on its way, but you had other priorities and distractions. Now, how many of you have a full day ahead and you have lots of plans going on and you just nothing can go wrong, and you wake up and you've got a sore throat, you feel crappy, you might have a fever, or your kids or your spouse don't feel good, and you just kind of knew it was kind of coming, but you kind of like pushed off the side thinking, oh, it'll go away, and you kept pushing and pushing and pushing yourself. I've been there, done that, and learned that it doesn't work. It comes back to bite you. If you don't take care of yourself right away and you keep pushing yourself, it's going to hit you one day sooner than later. So, because this is sick season and it's January and tomorrow's February and we're smack dab in the middle of it. And there are many ways to prepare yourself to reduce the chances of catching a bug. But what happens after one sneaks past all your well-placed plans and precautions? So here are some great resources for immunity boost. This is something that you can do to build your immunity all the time, year around, because there's so much out there. Our world today is not the same as it was 30, 40, 50 years ago. Even our ground has toxins in it, and our fruits and our vegetables and our organic stuff. There's just so much out there that it's not healthy for us, that our bodies are constantly fighting. Even when we try our best, they are constantly fighting to keep us healthy. So these immune boosting oils can really give your body that little extra oomph and boost that it needs. So some of the essential immune boosting oils can be lavender, eucalyptus, lemon, rosemary, clove, grapefruit, sandalwood, melaleuca, or the protective blend, which is On Guard from doTERRA, and that is amazing. I use that year round and double dose in the wintertime. Purifying or detoxifying oils. These oils help the body remove pathogens or toxic load and support the body as it goes through its natural healing processes. So you can use cypress, ginger, grapefruit, rosemary, lemon, and then preventative oils. These oils are great in helping prevent germs from invading your space and are recognized for their antimicrobial properties. And that's lavender, eucalyptus, lemon, lemongrass, cinnamon, clove, grapefruit, sandalwood, thyme, peppermint, and clary sage. Now, for those of you who are new to essential oils or do not know very much about essential oils, I am talking about pure tested grade level of essential oils. I'm not talking about the essential oils that you go to Walmart and pick up. Every essential oil company is different, and you need to make sure that what you are using, especially if you're using them for health benefits, they are pure, tested, and safe and beneficial for you. So if you get the right brand of essential oils, your body actually gets benefits from using these essential oils. So that's extremely important when you're using essential oils, that you know what brand you're using. Now, did you know that diffusing essential oils for an hour a day can help stop the sharing? There are several essential oils that can help reduce airborne germs, including lemon, a popular, effective, and affordable oil. So to clear the air diffuser blend recipe. Now, diffusing is an amazing way to use essential oils for many, many reasons, and clearing the air is one of them. Simple, 4 drops of lemon and 4 drops of melaleuca, and put it in your diffuser, and you've got a nice cleaning, detoxifying blend that's going through the air to help stop the germs. Now, turn up the liquid heat recipe. If you are cold and you want to feel warmer again, you can add a drop of cinnamon bark or ginger essential oil to a hot drink. Now, cinnamon is called and considered a hot oil. What that means when you talk about hot oils, it means it actually could burn your mouth if you put it in there, or it could burn your skin because it's hot. It's very potent and very powerful. So you want to be very careful with cinnamon bark when you use it, to the point where you might, even if you're sensitive or if you're new to essential oils and you're just starting out, instead of putting a drop of the cinnamon in your water or your tea or whatever you're using, you take a toothpick, put the toothpick in the bottle of oil, and then put the toothpick in your drink or whatever it is you want it in there, and stir it up really good, because that way you won't get too powerful. But a tip: if you do end up feeling like you put it in your mouth and your mouth starts to burn or something, or if you get too close to your eye or on your skin and it actually feels like it's burning, take a carrier oil, take a drop of carrier oil, whether it's coconut, almond, jojoba, olive oil, and put it right on the spot that's burning, and it will instantly take the burn away. Trust me, I've done that several times and it works. So, warming oils for their cold hands, cold feet, warm heart recipe. You can dilute 1 to 2 drops of essential oils below with 1 tablespoon of carrier oil of choice, and massage it into hands and feet for a warming effect. You've got black pepper, peppermint, ginger, lemongrass, clove, thyme, cinnamon bark, and rosemary. Now, I just talked to you about hot oils. Now, cinnamon is, but also clove and thyme and oregano are some of the top hot oils out there. So you want to be really careful when you're using those oils. So to be better safe than sorry, I would say make sure you dilute those oils. Scratch Be Gone throat soothing wash recipe. How many of you wake up with a sore throat? Half teaspoon of sea salt, 1 to 2 drops each of lemon, geranium, and lavender, and 1 cup of lukewarm water. And in a drinking glass, add the oil, sea salt, and water, stir to dissolve, and rinse your mouth with this blend. Now, another thing I do for a sore throat is I will take a teaspoon of honey, I'll take 1 to 2 drops of lemon, and I'll just eat it, because I like honey anyways, but for me, that's really good for a sore throat. So, a natural cough syrup recipe. There you go. Sore throat and cough and honey. You do a half cup of honey, 8 drops of each of the following: lemon, peppermint, lavender, frankincense, and on guard. Mix well to combine and store in an airtight glass container. Take 1 teaspoon every 3 hours if needed to help soothe coughing. Now, what more natural can you get than honey and essential oils? Can't get more natural than that. Hack cracker roller blend recipe. If you just cannot stop hacking. 8 drops of respiratory blend, which for doTERRA is breathe. 5 drops of eucalyptus oil. And for children, you want to substitute Siberian fir. 4 drops of frankincense oil. And you combine all the oils in a 10 milliliter roll-on bottle. Top it off with a carrier oil. Shake well prior to each use, and apply to chest and back as needed to quiet the cough. Now, whenever you're making a roll-on bottle, you always want to put the essential oils in first to make sure you get them in there, and then you want to fill it with a carrier oil, but only go to the very top line of your roller bottle. I don't have one right here, because when you put the roller into the bottle, it's going to, if you have the bottle itself too full of oil and you go to put the roller on top, a lot of the oil is going to squirt out. So you want to give it a good, maybe a quarter of an inch or a little bit more room for the roller to get placed into the bottle itself, so you don't overflow your oil. So in one ear and out the other roller blend recipe, you can use 2 drops of basil, 2 drops of lavender, and 2 drops of melaleuca. You can put it in a roller bottle again and top it with a carrier oil. Shake well before use and apply around the outer ear and on the bone behind the ear. Never ever put oil inside your ear. But you can put oil on a cotton ball and put the cotton ball inside your ear. You can do a drop of basil and a drop of melaleuca, and you place it in the ear for a few hours. Now, I've done this. I've woken up in the middle of the night with an earache. And as you know, sometimes an earache can kind of like go away a little bit, and sometimes it festers and gets really bad. And earaches are no fun. And I wasn't taking a chance on it getting worse and turning into infection. So I immediately went and got my essential oils, and I did 2 different ways. I put a couple drops on a cotton ball, like it says here, and I just placed the cotton ball gently inside my ear and let it sit there for a few minutes. Or I just put a drop of like melaleuca on my fingers and just kind of rubbed behind my ear, on my earlobe, but I did not go in my ear because you do not want to do that. And trust me, it really does work. So that is something you really, especially if I wish I knew this when my kids were little. My kids always had ear infections. I was always at the doctor's and they were always on antibiotics. And I wish, well, they didn't have this back then when they were that little. But I wish I knew this back then because it would save me so much time, so much hassle, so much money, so much frustration if I knew this trick way back then. So Cheer Up Chest Rub. A couple weeks ago, I did a class on Vicks Rub recipe, and I showed you how to make a Vicks Rub, all natural Vicks Rub recipe. This is another recipe. It works the same way. It just has a little arrowroot powder that helps make the rub less greasy when applied. It has vitamin E. If you want to add that, that's optional. And so this is pretty much like the same recipe I did, just a couple ads, but there's all kinds of recipes out there that you can use. You can just pick what you like, what ingredients you have. Like for me, I can't use coconut oil because I'm allergic to coconut, so I have to replace it with something else. Shea butter is a good one to use. So Respiratory Blend, which for doTERRA, every company, essential oil company, has their own respiratory blend, and then they name it what they want to name it. And for doTERRA, theirs is Breathe. And this is a remarkable blend of essential oils that combine to help you breathe easier. It's a long trusted essential oil blend that supports healthy respiratory function when seasonal threats are high and can be used safely by all members of the family to soothe airways and promote clear breathing. Now, Respiratory Blend is without a doubt one to always have on hand in 6th season and all year round. This Respiratory Blend, I've been using this for 4 years, and this Respiratory Blend is good for all kinds of respiratory issues, whether it's sinus issues, whether it's cold, whether it's allergies, whether it's whatever. If you have respiratory issues, putting this in a diffuser. I have a customer who uses this in a diffuser, and she has COPD, and she said it actually helps her sleep at night and helps her breathe better, and she notices a big difference when she does not use this in her diffuser at night. So if you're not comfortable putting it on your body, you can still get amazing benefits just by using it in a diffuser. But if you are comfortable putting it on your body, you can apply it to the chest, the back, the bottom of the feet, and you can dilute it with a carrier oil if you want to do it that way. There are so many different ways to use essential oils. You just have to find the way that you're comfortable with and the way that you like to use it and what works for your body, because everybody's different. So here are some practical uses. Like I said, you can diffuse it or inhale it directly from the palms or rub on chest when environmental threats are high. Use when outdoors to minimize the effects of seasonal changes. Diffuse at bedtime to promote a restful night's sleep. If you are having congestion and you can't sleep, whether it's coughing or nasal or any kind, diffusing these will really help you open up the airways. And when loud noises are keeping you up at night, diffuse for a common effect that promotes a restful night's sleep. So these are some ways you can use Breathe. Now, Peppermint. For adults, and you can apply peppermint essential oil to the forehead, back of the neck, and bottoms of the feet. And you can apply it frequently every 15 to 30 minutes until the temperature goes down if you have a fever. Now, for kids, I would dilute it and I would put it on the back of their spine or on the bottom of their feet, but make sure you dilute, especially if they're young. I would say probably under 10. Um, but you can also put that on their forehead. You can make like a roll-on bottle. You can, if you don't have a roll-on bottle, it's not a big deal. It's just more convenient to have one. But you can put a couple drops of carrier oil in your hand. You can put a drop of peppermint in your hand, and then kind of just like massage it together, and then rub the bottom of your child's feet, or rub the back of his back, or behind his head, or something, to kind of get that temperature down. And peppermint can also be used internally to help promote healthy respiratory function and clear breathing and support digestive health. Now here you can use it as a diffuser, 3 to 4 drops. Internally, you can dilute 1 drop with 4 ounces of liquid, or you can put it in a veggie cap, and you can also use it topically. So the peppermint is great if you feel hot and clammy. Now, the nose, half those sniffles, diffuser blend recipes. Not half, halt. I didn't read that right. Halt those sniffles. You can use 3 drops of peppermint, 3 drops of lemon, and 3 drops of eucalyptus. And while one person in your house may have a runny nose, another may have a stuffy nose. So these roll-on blends are great to have on hand. So the roll-on blends or diffuser blends, you can just put them in there. However you want to do it, it's totally up to you. And if you're all stuffed up, you can use 8 drops of respiratory blend, which is the breathe, or 5 drops of lime essential oil. Stop the drip. You can use Siberian fir, peppermint, eucalyptus, and cedarwood, and you can add those to a roll-on bottle. But I tell you one thing that works every single time for me. If I have a runny nose and it just won't stop, if you ever had one of those colds where your nose is like a water faucet and just will not stop, you literally have to put a tissue in it to plug it. I tell you what, you get a drop of peppermint. Now, if you're new to essential oils, like I mentioned, or you're sensitive, you're going to want to dilute it. But take a drop of peppermint oil and a drop of carrier oil, mix it together, and put it under your nose and inhale, and it instantly stops the dripping of the nose. Now, you might have to do it again a few hours later, but hey, you get a few hours of rest and you can sleep at night. It works like a charm. I've done it many times. Now, quiet the drummer. Your face hurts. Right now, there is something going around in this area I live in that involves sinus issues, sinus pain, facial pain, headache. And I had it like 3 weeks ago, and it was miserable stuff. So you have a drop of oregano, 2 drops of melaleuca, 2 drops of rosemary, 2 drops of frankincense, and 2 drops of lemon. And you can use it in your diffuser. You can use it as a roll-on blend. You can put it in an empty veggie cap. You won't need this many drops, but if you've ever done a hot steam treatment with sinuses or congestion, works amazing. What you do is you boil some water, put it in a pot or a bowl or something. You don't want a plastic bowl because it's going to be boiling hot water, but put it in a glass bowl. Take either oregano, I would say maybe 3 drops at the most because it's really strong. Melaleuca is really good. Lemon, oregano is really good. And then put about 2 to 3 drops of oil in the hot water. Put the bowl or the pan of hot water on a chair, and then put your head, so your face is over the bowl, so you're breathing in all that steam. And then you want a towel over your head, so you're like forming a little tent around your head, so you're breathing in. Now, when you first do this, the oil is going to be very strong, so you're probably not going to have your face too close to the oil, to the bowl of water, because it's too strong. So you just have to back your head away to the point where you're comfortable breathing in, and then just breathe in for 5 to 10 minutes as long as you can. And I tell you what, it takes away the pressure, it takes away the congestion, it takes away the sinus pain. Now, you might have to do that again 2 or 3 hours later, and you might have to do it several times throughout the day for a day or two, but it really does work. It's all natural, it's beneficial, it helps your body, it's easy to do. You don't have to go to the doctors, you don't have to go to the drugstore, you don't have to be knocked out of medication. There's so many reasons that these essential oils can be so beneficial for you that I could just go on and on and on, but I won't. So this is a great recipe to use for any kind of facial pain, sinus pain, stuff like that. All right, so now comes the lovely mucus stuff. You can use a drop of cinnamon, a drop of lemon, and food grade fractionated coconut oil. Now, fractionated coconut oil means it's a liquid coconut oil. It's not going to harden. If you've ever noticed coconut oil, you can get it in the drugstore or the supermarket or online, and it's solid. That is unfractionated coconut oil. Fractionated means it stays liquid all the time. It's the way they process it. So what you do is it can be taken up to 3 times a day to help thin congestion and mucus. So that's another recipe. Now, soothe the ache detox bath recipe. If you are just having one of those, your body aches everywhere, you just don't feel good, you're just starting to come down with something, and you happen to have a bathtub at home, be lucky, be fortunate. Grab Epsom salt is a wonderful salt just itself beneficial for the body, but then you add the other essential oils and you've got a wow detox bath bomb on your hands. You add 4 tablespoons of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil. You add all these ingredients together and put it in a warm bath and stir to dissolve and soak in the bath for at least 20 minutes, and be sure to drink plenty of fluids before and after a detox bath, because your system is detoxing all that toxins out and you need to replenish it. So make sure you drink lots and lots of water. But that recipe is for an adult. If you're using it for children, reduce the ingredients by half. So you've got lemon, marjoram, and melaleuca essential oils. And I tell you what, if you're using essential oils in a bath, you really should at least put Epsom salt. If you don't want to do baking soda or don't have fractionated coconut oil, that's perfectly fine. Do at least Epsom salt, because we all know oil and water don't mix. So if you put the essential oil directly into the water, all it's going to do is just go to the top and just sit there. It's not going to mix well. So then you're constantly mixing and it's not really that relaxing. So if you can at least get Epsom salt, put the oil with the Epsom salt first. Then put the Epsom salt in the bath water. And if you want to add baking soda and the fractionated coconut oil, by all means, go ahead and add that too. So, steampunk congestion relief recipe. So you have, actually, I just talked about this one, steam treatment. I got ahead of myself a little bit, but here are some essential oils that you can use in that. And now remember, you only need 2 or 3 drops if you're using the pure tested grade essential oils. You've got the breeze, you've got eucalyptus, you've got thyme, you've got on guard, you've got cedarwood, Douglas fir, rosemary, peppermint, lemon, frankincense, cypress, and Siberian fir. So those are some great oils to use if you're having head congestion or sinus pain or anything like that. It works like a charm. Now, past tense practical uses. Past tense is the one up here in the corner. It eases feelings of tension. It helps reduce stress and anxious feelings. Helps provide grounding and balance for emotions. I know when we don't feel good, everything else is way off balance. You are stressed because you're not feeling good and you can't go to work, or you're stressed because your kid is sick and you got to stay home and you're trying to find a babysitter, and the teacher's calling and saying you need to come pick up your kid, and your husband saying I'm going to be late for supper, and all things everything's going every which way. So your stress just builds and builds and builds and builds. So in order for you to not get sick or not get sicker, you need to take care of yourself while all the stuff around you is going on. So past tense is great. You can apply it at the bottom of the feet before an important meeting to help ease feelings of stress. You can apply to wrists while traveling to help calm emotions. It's a great package for convenient application. It comes in a roll-on bottle, so it's about this big, just like it's a 10 milliliter roll-on bottle. So it's very convenient to stick in your pocket, stick in your wallet. I mean, not your wallet, but in your purse or in a backpack, or even in the glove compartment. If it's not too cold in your car or too hot, you can put it in your car if you're on a trip. It's very easy, very convenient. And some other options to relieve tension and stress is bergamot, eucalyptus, lavender, myrrh, peppermint, rosemary, sandalwood, and serenity. And I tell you what, I used to have daily headaches years ago. And when I first started using essential oils, I got into peppermint and it worked amazing. If I had a tension headache or any kind of headache, it was either tension or it was an allergy headache, or if you have a tight muscle somewhere, peppermint works amazing. You can take a drop of peppermint with or without a carrier oil, make a massage oil with it, and just do a deep tissue massage wherever it hurts, and just as deep as you can massage into that area with that oil. And I tell you what, and then put some heat on afterwards. Oh, you're golden. It works like a charm. So what is on my lip? So Kiss It Goodbye blend recipe. A drop of Melissa, a drop of sandalwood, and a teaspoon of pure aloe vera or fractionated coconut oil. You can dab on the affected area with a cotton swab, taking care to apply only to the affected area and not the surrounding areas. This blend can also be made in a roller bottle blend for easy application. Now, this is something I just tried tonight. Lavender. Lavender is one of the 3 essential oils that I use to make up my own allergy roll-on blend. You got lavender, lemon, and peppermint are the 3 trio essential oils that you want to use if you have any kind of seasonal problems or allergy problems. They have been working like golden for me for the last 4 years. But for the last 2 weeks, something's been going on, and I've been waking up every morning and every evening. I have had a massive allergy attack. My eyes are all watery and they're all itchy, and I just feel miserable. I'm sneezing all the time. And so I was reviewing for this class, and it said to apply lavender to help soothe those itchy, scratchy eyes and bring you some comfort and relief. Now, I usually use peppermint, and it does help. Peppermint does help a little bit, but I forgot about this little tip. So I went about an hour and a half ago and I got some lavender, and I did exactly that. I put it around here, I put it over my eyes and my forehead, and I tell you what, within a matter of maybe 2 or 3 minutes, my eyes cleared up and I feel my allergy attack went away. It was amazing. So lavender is an amazing, amazing essential oil. You can put a few drops. Of course, everybody knows lavender is great for relaxing and sleep. So here are some great ways you can use lavender. But if you have sandpaper eyes, whether it's from a cold or from allergies or whatever reason, lavender is a great oil to use. And I just did it not too long ago, and it worked like a charm. So I want to thank you for joining me in my class tonight. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions whatsoever, here's my contact information. You can message me on Facebook. You can send me an email. You can go to my website. I do send out weekly newsletters, so you can be joining for that. In fact, right here, I'm going to put this in. This is my quick links bio website. So you can listen to my testimony, how I got started with essential oils. You can buy, if you're interested in buying doTERRA oils, or if you want to access my website, or if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, or if you just right now just want to learn more about essential oils and you're just not sure where you want to go. These are all different ways that you can learn and access about essential oils. So I'm going to put this link in my chat. I'm going to stop my screen. So I put the link right here. I just stuck it in the chat. So if you want any information at all about essential oils, that's where you can go, or you can private message me, whatever is easiest for you. I'm here to teach you about essential oils and show you that you do have another option, a natural option to use, that God has given us all these amazing essential oils. So I want to thank you for joining me in class tonight. I hope everybody stays healthy and happy and safe, and use what God has given us when we do get sick. You guys have a great week, and I will talk to you later.